Sherrone, I asked Alex about how he viewed his own progressions, from last week to this week. So when you look at him playing right now, looking at his primary, looking at his secondary receivers, how is he doing as quarterback of this team as far as vertical passing game goes?
Yeah, I think he probably explained it, but, I think we all have to get better. So he thinks he has to get better. We think we have to get better as a group, and we'll just continue to progress.
One more question. Is there any thought process of Davis Warren in this game at any time to bring him in to maybe get things going?
No, no, we just thought about just trying to get the first down and keep attacking.
Right here, John.
Which obviously, bottom line is always the win, but is there a way for this team to start to control the second half better?
Yeah, like I told the team in the locker room, it was just really a tale of two halves for us. We played really well in the first half, and not as good in the second half. And the energy that we had, felt like we had, but just execution wasn't there. So me as a coach, I got to make sure I do a good job of turning that thing up in the second half for them to make sure that they're ready to go. And they were, but we just didn't execute at the level that we needed to.
Yeah, sure. Just building on that, it was, in some ways similar last week, right? Early lead, then kind of get away, but find a way to get it done at the end. Last week when you came out here, everyone was pretty excited.
Yeah.
Does it feel different, or I shouldn't put words in your mouth?
I think just when you feel like you got a lead and you're building on it and you get momentum, and then you come out in the second half, you let a couple things get away from you, it just feels different. So, we're happy we got the win, but not happy and not satisfied with how we got the win.
If you have a question, raise your hand, get the mic to you. Back there to Austin.
Sherrone, believe Minnesota had 3 points in their first 9 possessions and then touchdowns on their last 3. What changed for you guys defensively?
Really on the touchdowns, we gave them a short field on one, and then we had the punt return. So those the field position we're putting our defense in wasn't helping the defense. So when they had to drive the field a long time, it took them some time to get down there. And for our defense, I thought there was a lot of really good things to build on. But from a special team standpoint and an offensive standpoint, we got to do things to make sure that we don't put them in those bad positions.
Back right.
Get an injury update on Will Johnson and also Josiah Stewart.
Yeah, both of those guys, game time decisions. We had them both in pregame and trying to see they're working through some things. So just felt like that wasn't time to put them out there.
Anyone got any questions? Angelique?
Piggybacking on the injury, Sherrone, it looked like Miles Hinton had a little bit of an issue. Can you share what that is? And
Yeah.
also Dom maybe looked a little banged up too.
Yeah, just working through some little things. Both those guys are really tough guys and playing through stuff, but it's part of being a lineman at Michigan. You're going to get dinged up, and both those guys they'll be good.
And ask the players this, and I know you were here. Are you eager to get on the road with this team, and how different is that?
Yeah, I think one, obviously the venue that we're going to be playing at is going to be pretty cool. Everybody's seen it and looked at it and know it's loud, know it's fun. Never played there, never coached there, so that's gonna be awesome. But I think on the road you're with you're with a pack of people, you're with that group, and it is a little different. But we're excited to get on the road, excited to get to work, and I know they're a good football team. Coach Fisher's a good football coach, but for us, we're just ready to just keep pounding away.
Up here to Tony.
Just on the backs of some of these questions, just how fast you can, the defense doing real successful, right, with those first 9 drives, and then when the offense is not controlling that time of possession and not flipping that field, I guess just how quickly it can flip. It's always the name of the game in football.
Mm-hmm.
Does it feel a little exacerbated with this team and the way you guys are trying to do things?
No, I think when you give a Big Ten football team field position, those are things that happen. We're going to play really good teams. All the teams we play in the Big Ten are good, and we don't look at them any different. So you give a good football team that field position, the percentages go up. So for us as an offense, special teams, we got to do everything we can to make sure we don't put them in the position and play complementary football.
Ryan?
Minnesota attempted a 50-plus yarder and missed, and then obviously Dominic made his from 50-plus. How quickly did you make a decision to kick a field goal there? And I guess what's the confidence level in him when you send him out there?
That dude, he's a monster. as soon as we cross the 50, it feels like we're in range. He'll just say, "I'm good. I'm good." I'm like, "Bro, we're trying to score a touchdown." He's like, "I'm good, though. Just let you know I'm good." So he's awesome. He's done this throughout camp, just like Mason said, 50, 60-yarders. And it feels like the kicking game now, you watch television and all these kickers are kicking 60-yarders like nothing. Dom's been awesome, so I feel really confident with him.
Did the rain factor in at all with that, or does that affect?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't as, there wasn't like a downpour. It was just like more of a sprinkle for that. So it was just more of, felt like he can get us the points.
Front right there, Chris.
But you punted early on 4th and short, and then you went for it in the second half. What went into that decision?
Yeah, just initially the spot was spotted at 4th and 2, and then they moved it up to 4th and 1 by the time we got there. So that's part of it. And then the mindset of when we are in 4th and 1 in favorable field position, depending on the situation, we high chance we might go for it. So I think the kids like that. It's a mentality that we like to strive on, but really it was just a spot.
And then just talk about what the job Khalil did to get that.
Yeah, I mean he's an absolute dude. Another 100-yard rushing performance, and obviously his first start. But for him, like he said, his preparation isn't going to change. He's going to be who he is, and I mean he just willed himself to some of those first downs. It reminded Hassan Haskins all over again, and he's unbelievable in the backfield, and got to keep feeding him the ball.
Angelique.
Sherrone, you threw on the first play of the game. Are you trying to get Alex a little more comfortable, acclimated to the pass game, and where do you see him making growth there, and how much more can he do?
Yeah, I mean the offense that we have and stuff that we have for him is wide open, and we're just trying to get him easy completions and things that he's really good at, and there's progressions you just got to continue to roll through, and if he does those, he's gonna be even better. But for us as an offense, we want to be balanced, so we have to try to keep doing that as much as we can in different situations, and we will.
Got time for a few more. We'll start on the right there, Aaron.
On that note, what did you see on the interception by Alex?
Yeah, we had a rail route to Dono too, and two-part, ball was a little inside, and the DB made a good play, and got to go through the progression, and had Dono on the other side. So a couple of things that we can clean up and get fixed.
On the left, Steve.
You obviously brought Zavadi in here because you knew what he could do.
Yeah.
How quickly, once he was here, did you realize that we've got somebody who could be pretty special?
I mean, it might have took a week, pretty quick when he started just banging 60-yard field goals in the indoor, just out of nowhere. And you knew you had something special, but you had to see it continue to happen and be consistent over time, and he did, and it was pretty easy to see.
In the middle.
Hi, Sherrone. I know you're hard on yourself, and it always seems like when you're sitting here, even after a win right now, you're still wanting more.
Always.
Can you
Always.
grade yourself right now, how you're doing, how you're feeling, going into these games, preparing for these games? Do you feel like
Going in, I feel prepared, feel good, but I also don't want to let these kids down in any way. So I always put a lot on myself to make sure I do everything I can to make them successful. So I'm going to keep turning it up and doing everything I can for this team, for this program, for this university to be great, because there's a high standard when you have the skinny M and this block M on your shirt. So for me, there's a lot of pride, and I'm going to go to work. I'll be in there right after this, so I'm ready to go.
Finish with Clayton here up front. Clayton, you just want to.
Okay. How do you think Jeff Percy played, and then the edge guys in the corners who were filling in for the other guys over there?
Yeah, it felt like Percy played pretty good. And protection, I don't think there was really an issue in the things, and he came off the ball and ran off the ball well, and he's an experienced guy, so was happy to see that. And I thought TJ Guy played really, really good. He was in the backfield a lot. And obviously, Jair had a great pick, and he's steadily progressing and getting better and better and improving. And Amir made some big plays. So I thought those guys picked up the slack and did some really good things, and we'll see how those other guys are feeling for next week.